but thought that they were ninja-like enough to take the package without being, actually seen. He's untucking his shirt because he's gonna try to conceal it, to pick it up and stuff it under his shirt.
She grabs the package from the house on Long Island and takes off, sprinting back to her car.
Remember that show, The World's Dumbest Criminals? Could these be them? What would you say if I told you that the person that delivered your dinner also stole your neighbor's Amazon package? Would you believe me? It's pretty crazy to think about, but there has been several instances where DoorDash or Uber Eats drivers have been busted via camera stealing neighbors' packages. If you think about it, it's kind of the perfect cover-up for any porch pirate. Of course you were in the area. You were delivering food to someone. It's very convenient to just simply grab an Amazon package off of somebody's porch when you're headed back to your car, right? These circumstances of Uber Eats and DoorDash drivers stealing packages have sent me down a rabbit hole because I have to tell you, do these people not realize that almost everybody has a Ring doorbell camera nowadays? So for the purpose of spreading awareness and also for entertainment, let's watch some of these Uber Eats and DoorDash drivers just unabashedly stealing packages off of people's porches.
He was delivering McDonald's, buzzed into the building on the 1900 block of South Michigan by the hungry resident who ordered the food. Security camera shows the bag in hand. It catches him looking at the camera in plain sight on the wall before walking out of frame. But what he does next,
risky to do,
isn't just risky, it's a crime. Watch. Residents of the building say that Uber Eats driver takes not one, not two, not three, but 4 packages from the lobby. And then that delivery driver calmly walks out. It wasn't until the next day, Monday, that residents' red flags went up.
Another board member had informed me that a resident had complained that they might be missing a package. So then we just looked at the cameras and tried to find if anybody suspicious.
And Adam Certucci says find him they did, caught red-handed taking resident stuff. The McDonald's recipient, who didn't want to talk on camera, still had his food receipt with the Uber Eats driver's name on it, Tevin. He tells me the man who handed him his food is the same guy picking up the parcels in the video. Certucci says board members called Uber, called the city, and sent out this letter suggesting residents meet delivery people in the vestibule. They're still waiting to hear from Uber.
Are they taking responsibility for their own employees and maybe their actions that come of this? Because clearly firing the employee would be step one, but what else aside from that?
But we heard from Uber, and tonight in a statement, a spokesperson says this is unacceptable and it's not tolerated on the Uber app. As soon as we learned of this report, we removed this individual's access to the app.
Remember when I said unabashedly? He literally looked at the security camera in the lobby. So this wasn't even just a Ring doorbell or an inconspicuous camera. It was a legit security camera in the foyer or the vestibule of this building. He just unabashedly. What's another word for unabashedly? Blatantly, unrepentantly, unconcernedly, unaffectedly, and confidently stole 3 packages. Wow, Tevin.
Yeah, Christine, this entire encounter took less than 30 seconds. The victim tells me he was really shocked to see such a brazen theft, and he really hopes the person in the video will be held accountable.
So they just dropped it off at the door, per usual. I've never had problems before.
Alex Tufel is referring to his Pokemon cards he has been selling online to make extra money. They were delivered just before 4:30 on April 21st in the 12,000 block of Claude Court in Northglenn.
It came out about 2 hours after it had been delivered, and it was gone.
He learned his neighbors ordered food through DoorDash prior to this situation, and what happens next blows Alex's mind.
Drops the food there. And then there's the packages down there.
His neighbor's surveillance camera appeared to catch the delivery guy not just dropping off the food, but then swiping his packages in the process.
It was a little strange, like the video especially. Like, it's one thing word of mouth.
Alex says he reported the situation to police, and his neighbors shared the encounter to DoorDash, but there has not been any resolution.
As far as I know, last time I talked to the neighbors that got the order, they weren't given much info other than the first name of the driver, and they will follow up.
He estimates the packages were worth around $300.
Nothing like truly detrimental, but more than I can afford to lose.
Reflecting on the situation, Alex knows he may not be able to retrieve his items, but wanted to share his story so others are vigilant.
Seems pretty easy for them to do it, but then again, there's always bad apples. And so I hope that maybe this brings a little bit of, hey, wake up. Like, these guys are, like, not all of them are doing the right thing when they go out there and do their jobs.
Yeah, so I also reached out to DoorDash, and a spokesperson got back to us just moments ago. Their statement that they sent reads, "The video clearly shows this individual brazenly doing the wrong thing and stealing. We've deactivated the Dasher account and will reach out to the neighbor to help make things right. We have no tolerance for stealing or theft."
Blatant, brazenly, unabashedly stealing. And he, again, looked at the Ring doorbell camera as he was walking away. Maybe as he was like turning to walk away, he noticed the camera. And so then maybe he, could have been like, oh shit, and, put the packages back. But no, he kept going. Like, they can't figure out, okay, on this day, around this time, this neighbor who delivered his food. Are these people just, remember that show, The World's Dumbest Criminals? Could these be them?
Could your food delivery person also be a porch pirate? That's a DoorDash worker, but she's not leaving a meal. Cops say instead she's snatching a package right from the porch. Jim Murray reports this is not an isolated incident.
The woman in the yellow skirt sure looks like she's making a DoorDash food delivery, but as she gets to the door, she grabs a package from the house on Long Island and takes off, sprinting back to her car. Similar incidents involving DoorDash and other food delivery companies have happened all over the country. This DoorDash driver drops off food at an apartment building in Berkeley, California. Before she leaves, she loads a bunch of packages into a post office container and carries them off. In Roanoke, Virginia, this guy shows up holding a bag with the DoorDash logo, then takes off with packages containing a new cell phone, among other items. Homeowner Catherine Schaefer says a guy delivering fast food took a package containing a dog toy.
I was really angry. We ended up getting on the phone, actually, with DoorDash for probably 2 hours that night.
DoorDash tells Inside Edition more than 99.99% of all deliveries on our platform occur without any safety-related incident at all, including theft.
Okay.
We have zero tolerance for theft. As for the latest incident, DoorDash says the Dasher responsible has been deactivated.
More than half of all Americans use food delivery service.
See, and that's something else to think about too. It's not just people who are legitimate DoorDash and Uber Eats drivers. There's also porch pirates, or just, let's not give them a fun name, let's just call them thieves, who are getting DoorDash branded items like carry bags, hats, t-shirts, and they are just posing as DoorDash drivers to walk up to a porch and snatch packages. Like that one guy who clearly had a DoorDash canvas bag. He just walked up to somebody's porch, loaded all of their packages inside, and just walked off with it. And if you think about it, neighbors might see a DoorDash delivery driver and not think twice about it. Maybe just thought that they were dropping off food on the porch. And even if the neighbor comes out and says, these packages were stolen off of my porch, and the other neighbors say, yeah, we saw a DoorDash driver, that person doesn't actually work for DoorDash. Therefore, how can they be caught? They could call DoorDash. DoorDash had nobody in the area, possibly, Or someone who was in the area could be wrongfully accused of this. Just like this. This is actually the story of someone who was posing as an Amazon driver to steal packages off of porches.
Deliveries to the front door, so thoroughly a part of daily life, residents in Naugatuck, Connecticut barely took notice when a man dressed as an Amazon driver pulled up to a house on Etna Street last week. But instead of delivering a package, he took one and quickly fled the scene.
He looks like a delivery person, so nobody would question him.
Turns out you can go on eBay and buy everything you need to look like an Amazon worker.
It's something that's organized. It's something that's well thought out.
Mamaroneck Police Lieutenant P.J. Trujillo says porch pirates are clever and bold. Having a security camera is often, but not always, a deterrent to package thieves.
I would recommend people to either have them delivered maybe to their job or maybe have a signature required before the delivery is dropped off.
An option for Amazon customers, Amazon Locker. Your package is sent here, held securely until you enter a code texted to you by Amazon. As for the suspect dressed as a delivery driver, an Amazon spokesperson told me, unfortunately, there are bad actors who wear look-alike apparel to commit porch piracy. Naugatuck police are still trying to find the guy who dressed the part before parting with a package that wasn't his. Tony Aiello, CBS News, New York.
And I don't want to scare anybody by saying this, but I am also a fan of true crime, and I did just recently see some body cam footage of a police officer where there was a woman who had her child abducted by someone who was dressed as an Amazon delivery person. They literally were wearing all of the Amazon delivery attire, and they rang the doorbell pretending like they were going to deliver a package. And when she opened the door, they barged inside and they took her baby. So let that also serve as a warning to not answer the door if Amazon is delivering a package to you. They, will a lot of the times ring the doorbell, leave the package, and then walk away. Do yourself a favor and don't ever open the door, because you don't know the intentions of the person that is standing there, whether they are an actual Amazon delivery driver or not. I thought that this video was absolutely crazy because this was someone who was not so blatantly stealing an Amazon package off of a porch, but just rather concealed it in a very, very bad way. So he's walking up with the food, he's got the drink, he sets the bag down. He's, gonna do what he's supposed to do. He's gonna take the picture, because all of the Uber Eats and DoorDash drivers take the pictures. And then he sees an Amazon package that's sitting there. And so he kind of scoots the Amazon package aside and he gets ready to take his picture. And he's looking around, there's nobody there. He's taking his picture for Uber Eats and DoorDash. He's untucking his shirt because he's gonna try to conceal it. He sees the Ring camera and he still squats down to pick it up and stuff it under his shirt. I don't know, he sees, it's actually a Nest camera, but he sees the camera and what, does he just think that he's so far off to the side it's not gonna see him? Or if he kneels down and shoves it underneath his shirt fast enough, the camera's just not gonna see it? He might not have been as brazen as the other ones, but he was definitely stupid for doing that. And this last one was, again, somebody who noticed the camera, but thought that they were ninja-like enough to take the package without being, actually seen.
This was reported to DoorDash. The company said they deactivated that driver's account.
Good.
A spokesperson for DoorDash offered some advice for any would-be porch pirates. They said doorbell cameras are watching, and they don't lie.
Yep.
Saw the Amazon guy drop it off. Then I saw the door delivery dash guy deliver the food.
John Kasich opened his door to an empty doormat yesterday afternoon.
And then I saw a little bump, if you will. So rewind it. I'm like, wait a minute, that's somebody's head.
John thought if his package was stolen, surely his neighbor, Chris Wolin, could help. His camera across the hall would have a clear shot.
Yeah, this needs to hopefully go viral and hopefully someone knows this guy and embarrasses him or something.
This is what he captured.
Thought he would at least cover his face or cover something.
Wow.
The man delivers the sushi, then ducks down and swipes John's package before walking away.
The way he was contorted and he did all this for a $12 boot jacket. I don't think he wears cowboy boots, so it was kind of funny.
We're blurring the man's face because DoorDash knows who he is.
To me, I kind of think he's either too stupid to do anything else, or I don't know. That didn't make any sense. Because common sense didn't factor in.
Beginning tomorrow, millions of packages will begin to grace doorsteps with Amazon Prime Day deals. For porch pirates, the occasion also presents a prime opportunity to keep your package safe. Amazon suggests tracking it in real time and ship to a safer location, like an Amazon locker.
Security.org analysts expect a 40% increase in package thefts following Prime Day, which equals about 2.4 million incidents per day.
Wow.
For safety tips ahead of your scheduled delivery, including where to find one of these, an Amazon Prime locker, visit Ken's 5.
I would just like to say, I am not a fan of the idea of an Amazon locker unless it's free. If you can rent an Amazon Prime locker so that your packages can be safely delivered and not at risk of being snatched by porch pirates, if they supply that free of charge, that is something that Amazon will be doing right. But if they charge you for it, it's just another money grab, in my opinion. In case you can't tell, I'm still not a very big fan of Amazon. But that guy, again, was so incredibly stupid. He hid from the Ring doorbell camera that was on the door of the place where he stole the package, but he didn't think to hide from the one that was across the way that had a clear visual of him stealing the package. Like, what a moron. Thank you so much for watching. If you like videos like this, make sure you hit the thumbs up before you leave. I greatly appreciate it. While you're down there, please make sure to subscribe if you have not already. Ring that notification bell, that way you're notified whenever I post my next video. Thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.